Hi, my name is Brian Shorkey, and I'm the Planning Director for Bath Charter Township. I am here to present a medical marijuana presentation regarding medical marijuana regulations in the state of Michigan. Just to let you know where we're at already, in 2008, Michigan voters initiated the Michigan Medical Marijuana Act. This established qualifying patients and primary caregivers. These are allowed currently by Bath's zoning ordinance as home occupations or medical marijuana primary caregiver facilities in our high-density development and development districts. In 2016, the Michigan legislature passed the Medical Marijuana Facilities Licensing Act. This authorized 5 types of new facilities: growers, secure transporters, provisioning centers, processors, and safety compliance facilities. There are 3 types of grower facilities. Class A are allowed to grow 500 plants. Class B are allowed to grow 1,000 plants. Class C is allowed to grow 1,500 plants. They can be located outdoors or indoors, but in either case they must be invisible to the public eye and locked. You see a couple examples here. One is more agriculturally based and the other one is more of an industrial facility. That brings up an interesting point. Grower licenses by state law are restricted to areas in a municipality that are zoned either industrially or agriculturally. In Bath Township, that means our development district, which you see in red, or our rural district, which you see in tan on this map. The next type of facility are the processing facilities. These are the places that create the marijuana-infused products such as resins, things like that. These are typically found in areas that are zoned industrially or wholesale zoning products. And you can see here the inside of an existing processing facility. At certain steps in the medical marijuana growing process, the product is going to be randomly sampled to ensure safety and purity of the product. This is going to be handled by safety compliance facilities. And you see a couple examples here in this slide. Here we come to provisioning centers, also known as dispensaries. This is what most people think about when they think about medical marijuana. These are the locations where it can be purchased by people who have valid cards. These centers acquire marijuana from growing and processing facilities after it's been tested and sell it to qualifying patients or primary caregivers. These are found in commercial districts, and the examples you see on the slide show how varied they can look based on community standards. All of the product is required to be moved back and forth between facilities by secure transporters. These are land use issues because secure transporters are allowed to store marijuana and money associated with marijuana on site. Secure transporters have to have a chauffeur license, and they tend to be what you see here, not so much homeowners or residents doing a side business, but armored trucks, and therefore they're usually found in commercial or industrial districts. As an incentive, the Medical Marijuana Facilities Licensing Act created some taxes and fees. The biggest one is going to be the 3% tax that provisioning centers' gross receipts are going to be allotted. That 3% tax is going to be collected in a single pot and doled out, as you see in this chart. The one that we're particularly interested in is the 25% that is going to local municipalities that opt in to medical marijuana facilities. Municipalities are also allowed to annually assess a fee up to $5,000. As a part of the study, we have been asked to also estimate how much revenue the township might be looking at. We found this research and updated it with current demographic information. And based on the 3% tax on gross retail income at dispensaries, We estimate that about $5.2 million is going to be raised for municipalities that opt to opt in into medical marijuana. This legislation does not require a municipality to opt in. A municipality, such as our township, may choose not to allow medical marijuana facilities or may allow one or more of the types of facilities. If they allow one type of facility, they may limit the number of them. For example, you can see here one local municipality's ordinance that has allowed 4 of the 5 types and limited the numbers of them. This map shows different municipalities in the area that have opted in, opted out, or are considering. You can see the city of Lansing and East Lansing, as well as Windsor Township in the middle, that are colored green. They have opted in. The red colored municipalities have opted out. Yellow municipalities, such as the city of Flint or Ann Arbor, are considering this legislation but have not yet opted in, but have passed some sort of resolution saying that they intend to at some point in the future. So to summarize, some of the pros and cons of either opting in or not. Obviously, there'd be a revenue source for the township, possibly support for the rural community, safe access for registered patients, and an employment opportunity for residents. Of course, this would also come with some increased traffic, some safety issues, the possible commercialization of Bath Township, and additional work for Bath Township employees who would be responsible for inspections. These are the issues we need to consider in a possible opt-in ordinance. Assuming you would support facilities at all, which facilities do you support and how many of each ones would you allow? Where would you be willing to see them in our township? Reminding you that grower licenses are restricted to the development or rural zoned properties. Also worth considering whether or not to impose separation distances both between facilities and between facilities and other land uses such as adult uses or schools or churches or residences. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch our video. We hope this gives you more information, and we would invite you to please take our survey at our SurveyMonkey site at the link that you see on this page. If you have any questions before or after taking the survey, again, my name is Brian Shorkey. I am the Planning Director for Bath Charter Township, and my email address is on the slide. It is bshorkey@bathtownship.us. Thank you very much.